Nnamdi Kanu is facing charges bordering on treasonable felony instituted against him in response to years of campaign for the Independent Republic of Biafra through IPOB. He had been granted bail in April 2017 for health reasons, but he jumped bail. He later left Nigeria after soldiers raided his father's residence in Abia State in November 2017. The chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association on Public Interest and Development Law, Dr. Nnamdi, now joins us on the news to speak more on this. Thank you very much for joining us on News Now. Now, what do you make of this latest development?
Indeed, it's a development, and it's somebody just called my attention to it this afternoon, and it was just like a breaking news that Kanu has been rearrested, And then I tuned into my television. I discovered there has been a court order by the same judge that was handling the matter in Federal High Court in Abuja that he should be remanded in DSS custody. In other words, what the federal government did is to ensure that the judicial process is where they have taken him to, so that if there is any allegation of any crime that he is alleged to have committed, let him have his day in court, which I believe is a proper thing. But the government has to be a bit more cautious and a bit more sensitive. We don't need much crisis in our country now. We need to be a bit more circumspect to avoid a situation that will be escalation of any unnecessary strife in the land. I'm pleased with the judicial process, which is where they have actually taken it to let the matter be resolved by a third arm of government that has the authority and constitutional power to decide the innocence or the guilt of any accused person. That to me is the first step that they have taken. And then they will not in any way get in persecution, but let him be properly prosecuted in accordance with the law, given all the necessary fair hearings that the Constitution itself has provided. That again is very, very important to everyone. And because the searchlight of the entire world now will be on Nigeria. How far Nigeria respects the fundamental human rights of any person that is accused of any crime will be a discussion, both in international and local media. So we are all watching with keen interest. So let the judicial process take place and let Kanu be fair hearing before a considered arm of government, which is the judiciary. That is very important.
Now, Dr. Ubani, speaking of fundamental human rights, where do you see this case going? Because it's very likely that Kanu will be granted bail again. And currently we have a situation about El Zazaki and his prolonged detention. Now, are you concerned that this may also take a similar turn?
Well, I don't know the mind of the judge. There are certain considerations that actually impinge on the mind of the judge in granting bail. The character of the accused person, the history of the accused person, his previous crime, and how heinous the crime is. These are some of the circumstances that warrant a person who has been accused of a crime to be granted. But there are cases of offenses that are ordinarily bailable. Then there are those that are not bailable. And of course, if you're going to grant somebody bail, for those that are not bailable, must be some of those extenuating circumstances, so that it finishes upon the mind that the court will now look at it, maybe because of health grounds or because of this issue at home, that you are granted but with a reliable that you come to press your trial. So I cannot now predict the mind of the court. There are many factors, many issues that will clearly be on the mind of the judge when application is being moved, whether it should be granted or he should probably order an accelerated hearing. Accelerated hearing means that it can go from day to day in order to allow the prosecution to present the evidence they have against Kanu, and Kanu being given an opportunity to actually deny or admit the evidences that are lined up. So these are the things I will be saying to have. So I cannot predict what will be the mind and the decision of the court where it does have to be.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Nnamdi Ubani.